What's up everybody, Chef Glenn B and I'm back in the kitchen. It's getting to be that time of year where the meals are special. This recipe that I'm sharing with you today, it's a special one. It's Beef Wellington. I'm gonna try to pair it with a Cabernet Sauvignon. Let's get right to it. All right, so this recipe is a nod to Gordon Ramsay's recipe. There are numerous layers, and the first thing I need to do is I need to make crepes, okay? So I've got all my ingredients here. I'm gonna start in this bowl with some all-purpose flour. I'm gonna get that sifted. I've got 2 eggs here. I'm gonna beat those eggs, add that to my mixture. Got some melted butter. Pinch of salt. And I've got some dried thyme. I'm gonna add a little thyme to it. All right, get that mixed together. I'm ready to cook my crepes. I've got my crepe mixture and I've got my nonstick pan, got some Pam spray. There are pans that are made specifically for crepe cooking, really shallow pans that come with wooden tools that allow you to spread out your crepe mixture. I'm gonna do the best that I can with what I have here today. So as you see my crepes cooking, they're not beautifully and perfectly round. If I had the tool that allows me to spread this out perfectly, that would be very easy. But this is gonna work fine because I'm gonna have to cut them anyway to get what I need. So I got my crepes cooked. As I mentioned to you before, there are specialized pans and tools that will allow you to make perfectly round crepes. But for the purposes of what I'm doing today, I'm gonna have to cut my crepes into the shapes that I need, or into the sizes that I need them to be. So this is perfectly fine. I've got my beef tenderloin here that I need to get seared. And what this is the very center cut of the beef tenderloin. This is the Chateaubriand, okay? And so what I did with this is I cleaned it up, cut my center cut piece out, and I wrapped it really nicely in plastic to help give it a nice cylindrical shape. I mean, it's already that way anyway. I mean, you get the center cut and it's basically the same size from end to end. That's the beauty of the center cut. But the plastic wrap in the refrigerator it helps it to come up with a nice shape like that, okay? So I'm gonna get my pan going, get that hot, and I'm gonna get this unwrapped and I'm gonna season this with salt and pepper. So I've got my kosher salt. And I don't wanna sear this for too long. I wanna make sure that I sear it all the way around, even on the ends. I want to lock in those juices. so I've got my oil and pan here, get that going. So I've got my tenderloin seared up. I've got some Dijon mustard here. And while this tenderloin is hot, I'm gonna take this mustard and brush it onto the tenderloin. So I'm gonna set this aside and work on my mushroom duxelle. All right, so my pan's hot. Got some chunks in there, that's fine. I want to cook this until all the moisture is just about gone. Because it's going to create some moisture and then the moisture is going to go away. I'm going to season my mushrooms with some salt and black pepper. I'm also going to season it with a little dried thyme. My mushroom duxelle is done. It only takes about 10 minutes to cook. You want to make sure that you've cooked it until all of the liquids have evaporated out of it. And I'm just going to put it in this dish and allow it to cool. Okay, so I'm ready to put my beef Wellington together. I've got my Wellington here, I've got my crepes, I've got some prosciutto ham, and I've got my duxelle. I've got a cutting board here, and I'm gonna lay out some plastic on this cutting board. I'm gonna moisten the cutting board to allow the plastic to stick. As I mentioned, this is a nod to Gordon Ramsay's recipe for sure. In getting my beef Wellington wrapped, I need to get my crepes cut, and I want to have them the same width as my tenderloin. So I'm going to go ahead and get those cut. Got my little cutting board over here. All right, so I got my crepes laid down. I'm gonna go ahead and put my prosciutto on top. All right, on top of my prosciutto, I'm gonna evenly spread my duxelle. Okay, I'm gonna place my tenderloin on top of my mushrooms. About a third of the way down. And I'm gonna grab the plastic and I'm just gonna roll it up. And as you roll, tighten it up, make sure that it's nice and tight. I'm gonna get rid of some of this plastic. And I'm just gonna twist up the ends. Be careful. All right, so got it rolled up there. I'm gonna sit this in the refrigerator for about 20 minutes and allow it to cool. All right, so I've gotten my Wellington out of the refrigerator. I've got some puff pastry here, and I need to make this puff pastry a little bit bigger. I'm gonna roll it out a little bit. All right. So I need to get some more plastic on my cutting board. All right, puff pastry onto the plastic. Okay, so I'm just gonna open up my wrapped puff pastry I have here. I'm sorry, my wrapped Wellington that I have here to put on top of the puff pastry. So I've got some egg yolk here, and I'm gonna brush the inside of this. I'm gonna sprinkle the inside of this with some salt. Fresh cracked black pepper. And then I'm gonna roll this thing up. From this end, I'm just gonna twist it over. And I wanna tuck that in underneath there. I'm gonna put a little bit more egg wash there to hold it. Tuck that on top of there, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and roll it tight, and I'm gonna twist the ends. I'm gonna go ahead and snip off the ends. And I'm gonna unwrap it. Just gonna tuck my ends in. Got my pan here that I'm gonna bake it on, and I'm gonna start brushing it with the egg wash. I wanna make sure that I get everywhere with this, on the bottom as well. So I'm gonna give my Wellington a little bit of design. I'm just gonna cut a mark down the middle. All right, so I'm gonna stick my Wellington in the refrigerator and allow it to chill for a minute, stiffen up. I'm gonna put a little salt on the top. All right, so my Wellington is chilled for 5 minutes. I'm gonna stick it in the oven. Again, the oven's preheated to 450 degrees, and I'm gonna bake this from anywhere from 18 to 20 minutes. All right, so the Wellington's baking. Let's get into the wine. I'm pairing the Wellington with the 2019 Alpha Omega Cabernet Sauvignon. Alpha Omega is one of the more recognizable labels in Napa Valley. Beautiful dark, deep dark color on the wine. Little baking spices on the nose. Black fruit. Getting some, it's like blueberry. Little stewed plum. And back again to baking spices. Give it a taste. I love these Cabernet Sauvignons. So again, deep dark fruit, the stewed plum, blackberry, a little bit of blueberry on the mid palate, and the finish is really long. Oh yeah, long finish. This is nice, very nice. As you can see with the first cut, it was pretty rare. So that was 19 minutes cooking time. So I put the Wellington back in the oven and I cooked it for an additional 9 minutes, and that's what you're seeing with the second cut. So the cooking time is going to be determined by the size of the beef and everything else that you're using. It could be anywhere from 18 to 20 minutes, but it could be an additional 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So it's determined again by the size of the beef that you're using. All right, so I'm ready to taste. We've already tasted the wine and we've determined that it's fantastic. So let's get into this Wellington. Oh, wow. This is delicious. So the crust has a nice crisp little bite to it. The prosciutto ham adds a nice little salty kick. Mushrooms are doing their earthy mushroom thing. And then that beef. That's fantastic. Wow. Wow, really good pairing. It's not only, I mean, I imagine obviously it's going to pair with the beef, but the mushrooms, the prosciutto, and this end piece of crust. Yeah. Good eats here, man. Yeah, that's a good pairing. That's good. I gotta try it again. Although it's working, I'm gonna double check just because I want to double check this time. Not because I need to know, because it's working. But I'm double checking for my own edification. Nice big piece. Yeah. Okay. It's confirmed. Yeah. That's good. I could sit here and eat this whole thing on camera. I'm telling you. I surely could sit here. Yeah. That's good stuff. I appreciate you all taking the time to watch my video today. The link to the recipe is in the description. For those of you that are new and haven't subscribed, please go ahead and take this opportunity to subscribe to my channel. I regularly drop videos where I share my favorite recipes and I pair them with wine. And the intention is always to get the perfect pairing. I'm Chef Glenn B, and as always, eat well.